Hi, I'm Alexander and today we'll take a look at the new C2 MechWarrior IEM from TINHIFI. This sample was kindly provided by TINHIFI in exchange for my honest review. As always, I'm not paid to say anything in particular about the product and all thoughts and opinions in today's episode are my own. C2 MechWarrior is a new IEM from TINHIFI and it features a 10mm dynamic driver with a composite diaphragm, engaging tuning, CNC machined aviation grade aluminum shells and detachable cable. The headphones come in a small carton box. On the front of the box there's an illustration of the MechWarrior and TINHIFI logo. On the back of the box there's a number of QR codes. In the box we have TIN C2 IEMs, detachable cable, 6 pairs of silicone ear tips, warranty certificate and a context card. Impedance of IEM is 32 ohms, sensitivity is 104 dB. Cable is detachable and has 0.78mm 2-pin connectors. Now let's talk about design and build. C2 looks very different compared to the other well-known IEMs from TINHIFI. The shells are made from aviation-grade aluminum and they have a gunmetal gray finish. The shells consist of 2 parts and they are ergonomic. The faceplate is mounted on the inner part of the shell using 3 screws and has an interestingly shaped vent hole, which is covered with a mesh. There is also a second vent hole on the inner part of the shell close to the nozzle. The nozzles are made from metal, they are average in length and thickness. The nozzle expands towards its end and there is a metal insert with a mesh and a small lip that helps with ear tips retainment. Each earpiece has a clear channel marking on the inner part of each shell. The IEMs use 2-pin connectors and come with 6 sets of silicone ear tips. All tests in my review have been performed using the stock silicone ear tips. Overall, I like the build quality and the gunmetal gray finish of this IEM looks really nice. Now a couple of words about fit and comfort. The shells are medium in size and have ergonomic shape. The shells are made from metal, but there are no sharp edges here, which is good, and when inserted in the ear, they have a very natural feel. The nozzles are average in length, and finding a good fit and seal with stock ear tips wasn't a problem at all. I have been using this pair for extended periods of time and the IEMs are comfortable. Despite having 2 vents, the IEMs are still good at blocking the outside noise and I had no problems using this pair out in the street. The cable that comes with this IEM is quite basic. It's 1.2 meters long copper cable with an angled 3.5mm connector on one end and 2 0.78mm 2-pin connectors on the other ends. The connectors have channel markings which are quite hard to read. The cable has a plastic Y splitter and a soft pre-molded ear hooks. It's low in microphonics and it does its job just fine, but using this pair with a better cable can improve overall fit and comfort. Now let's talk about the sound. Please note that all sound impressions that I am sharing on my channel are completely subjective, so please take them with a grain of salt. C2 is a very easy to drive and I had no issues driving this pair from my Samsung Galaxy S10 that was able to bring this pair to my comfort levels of volume with some additional headroom left. The IEM also doesn't scale much with a powerful source and even basic dongles can drive it to a full potential. The overall tuning of C2 can be described as U-shaped with a gentle mid-bass impact, clean mid-range and slightly boosted treble. The bass on this pair is surprisingly good, and it offers a solid bass response for most genres. Sub-bass has got a good extension, authority and rumble, yet it's not overly done. The mid-bass has got a good weight, it's well controlled and has a good amount of punch. Sub-bass and mid-bass work well together, offering a solid low-end presentation. Overall, the bass is fast, well controlled and quite resolving for a pair of ultra-budget IEMs. The mid-range on C2 is slightly recessed, yet it still sounds natural and transparent. The bass bleeds into mid, making lower mid slightly thick and quite warm, though the additional warmth works in favor of male vocals. Upper mids are energetic without being harsh or sibilant. They are well defined, detailed, and I especially liked how female vocals sound on this pair. Vocals and instruments have a natural timbre and sit well in the mix. Overall, despite being a bit recessed, mid-range is full and clean, offering a laid-back presentation with a natural timbre. The treble on C2 is well extended but slightly boosted, making it sometimes sound a bit artificial. It's relatively smooth and non-fatiguing with a well-recorded material, but with some poor recordings the treble can be borderline harsh. In my case, it never crossed that line, and you should keep that in mind if you don't pay enough attention to the source material. The treble has a good amount of sparkle, it's lively and adds a lot of clarity and details to the overall mix. At the same time, the treble works really well with the warm U-shaped tuning of this IEM and is perfectly balancing the low end of C2. The soundstage width is above average, music mostly sounds out of your head and the presentation is spacious. At the same time, the depth of soundstage is average, but headphones perform better in this regard than many other IEMs from the same price bracket. Instrument separation totally corresponds to the price bracket, and thanks to slightly boosted treble, resolution and detail retrieval are also very good for the price. Imaging is good and I can easily locate everything within my music. Nothing is out of place, which is all that we should be asking at this price tag. In addition, I have noticed that C2 works really well for multiplayer games as the soundstage is spacious and imaging is on point. Let's summarize. In my opinion, C2 is a very solid pair of ultra-budget IEMs. It has an engaging and fun sound signature and excellent technical abilities for its price. Pros: good design and build, comfortable fit and good passive isolation, very engaging and fun sound signature, punchy and well-rounded bass, crisp treble, excellent technical abilities, and overall excellent performance per dollar ratio. Cons: honestly, at this price point, I don't think this IEM has any real cons. However, I will mention that treble can rarely sound a bit unnatural and overall tuning can be slightly analytical. I think TINHIFI did an excellent job with the tuning of C2 and this IEM is punching above its weight. It's an amazing IEM for under $30 with engaging and lively character, and I can absolutely recommend this pair to anyone looking for a well-tuned ultra-budget IEM with the balanced tuning. Alright guys, that's all from me for today and I hope that you enjoyed this review. If you want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing to my channel and click the bell icon to receive new video updates. See you in the next episode. Goodbye.